Hey everyone, Ricardo here with Gathering Magic, and today we're going to be going over Kolaghan. This is the pack that I picked for my pre-release for the afternoon. Let's go ahead and see what I open. Iron Shaman, sweet. So Iron Shaman is I have a very special place in my heart for this guy. I think he's going to be really good. I'm pretty excited to see how he turns out in this seal pool. Let's go ahead and see what else is in this sweet pack. We've got a Foul-Tongued Shriek. We have a Warbringer, a Forerunner. This guy's actually absurd. Ambuscade Shaman, a Lightning Berserker, a Sprinting Warbrute, Duress, Coat with Venom, a Scream Reach Brawler, a Mind Rot, Kolaghan Skirmisher, Impact Tremors, Butcher's Glee, Reckless Imp, and Lose Calm. All right, so definitely fits the Kolaghan theme of rushing in and doing some damage. Gonna do with the Fate Reforged first. We have a Typhoid Rats. We have a Ethereal Ambush, a Dragon Bell Monk, Enhanced Awareness, Gurmag Angler, a Refocus, Hunt the Weak, Mardu Rune Mark, a Formless Nurturing, Tasker's Cruelty, a Destructor Dragon, Pyrotechnics, Humble Defector, and a Crucible of the Spirit Dragon. That would have been really sweet if I would have gotten my Dragon Lord, but unfortunately that is not the case. We also got a Windscarred Crag and a Spirit Token. Alright, let's get on to the beefy cards here in Dragons of Tarkir. Rip open the pack. So here we have a Glaring Aegis, a Karsi Sadist, a Lose Calm, Champion of Erishin, a Glade Watcher, Monastery Lore Master. Actually played this guy last night in our midnight pre-release. It's actually really good. We also got a Naturalize, another Duress, Ancestral Statue, a Sandcrafter Mage, which I really like. 3 power, 3 defense on one guy. If he's by himself and just make sure little guys catch up, very, very powerful. Jamoka's Captain. This is a very insane card. First strike, 1/1. And like for 3, like I can understand that people would be kind of like questionable to play it, but this set we actually have a lot of auras and enchantments to place on guys like this to really get him ahead. And on top of that, he bolsters 1. If he's unanswered in the early game, you know, he can become a very big threat. We have the Strong Arm Monk. We have Ultimate Price and Ojutai's Command. Yeah, absolutely love this card. I'm kind of unsure about whether or not this is actually going to make the cut, but we will see. This card's very, very good and limited because it gives you the extra creature, allows you to counter creature spells and draw cards. The 4 life is only relevant against mostly like really, really aggressive Kolaghan decks, but we'll go ahead and see what happens with it. Also got the Dijin Monk token, kind of just asking me to come over. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next Dragon pack. All right, we got a Grave Purge, a Dragon Fodder, Aven Tactician, a Palace Familiar, Conifer Strider, a Glint, Artful Maneuver. This card's going to be insane. Revealing Wind, Vandalize, Fate Forgotten. This is a really sweet sideboard card. Rakshasa Gravecrawler, Rending Volley, which is insane. And then we got a Shield High Dragon and a Sirach the Hunt Caller. Actually, for some reason, I wasn't able to count to 3 on uncommon, but we got Sirach the Hunt Caller. This guy's going to be insane. I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to play it on my deck. If I can go Jund or maybe just a really aggressive black-green deck, then I might do that, but this guy's really good. He's a 5/5 that can give creatures haste if you have a formidable active. And I got Island and another Dijin Monk. For our 3rd Dragon pack, let's see if I open a Planeswalker. Calling it. We got a Sabertooth Outrider, Dromaka's Dunecaster, Sibsig Icebreakers, Updraft Elemental, Glade Watcher, a Defeat, Reduce in Stature, Enduring Victory, Epic Confrontation. Look at that. Just a strict upgrade. That's not a bear, that's a dragon, ladies and gentlemen. We got a Tormenting Voice. We got a Virulent Plague, Circle of Elders, Tarkus Monument, and Harbinger of the Hunt. Yeah, this card's insane. Just being able to deal damage to creatures with or without flying is very powerful. You kind of get to select the board state. If you have a lot of flyers, this card's really good. If you don't have a lot of flyers, this card's still really good. So, really like it. And we also got our Morph token, so that's great. All right, come on. Want some sexiness out of this pack, Sarkhan. Let's go. We have a Lightwalker, a Dutiful Attendant, Palace Familiar, Sandstep Scavenger, Keeper of the Lens, Reckless Imp, Artful Maneuver again, an Elusive Spellfist, Eerie Bowmaster, a Vandalize, a Roast, really good removal, Graceblade Artisan. I really liked this guy last night when I played him. I gave him Double Strike all day. Tapestry of the Ages, Ojutai's Command. I should just be playing blue-white apparently. That's what I'm getting out of my packs. And I also got a Morph card. So with 2 Ojutai's Commands, I really want to see what I can do with it, but I'm not sure how comfortable I feel going out of a completely different color for my clan. Because, like, realistically, you got a pack that says you should probably go blue, red, black in this case. It's really hard to go completely 2 different colors, but we'll see what I got, okay? I'm going to go ahead and come back with the deck tech soon, and we'll go ahead and go over my deck. And I'll show you guys all the neat little tricks that I have in it. This is the deck that I was able to come up with. Fortunately, I wasn't able to use any of my rares with the exception of one of them, but my deck still was pretty sweet. Unfortunately, I did go 2 and 2. My opponents just, if they got to the late game and they were able to play bigger spells, or there's actually one match in particular where both games I had to mold down to 4 just that way I could see a swamp and a mountain. Because most of the time, out of all the times that I did have to mulligan down, I didn't have any lands, so I needed to see a mountain or a swamp, and unfortunately those hands were not good enough to get there. I have a very hyper-aggressive deck with very good sources of removal. I do happen to have 1 Roast, 1 Defeat, and 1 Ultimate Price in my deck. They're able to pretty much get rid of anything on the ground that I genuinely cared about. Ultimate Price was not able to get rid of most of the dragons, seeing as they were multicolored. There were some that it was useful against, but not all of them. Source of draw, I did have Tormenting Voice and the Grave Purge. Now, a lot of people would argue that the Grave Purge was a very odd pick for me to have included in my deck, but most of my guys were dying relatively early, and making sure that my next couple draws were going to be gas was very, very good for my deck. The theme of my deck was obviously just dashing. Kolaghan is to battle with speed, and I definitely abused that as far as I was allowed to. We have 1 Typhoid Rat to be the kind of the defender if I needed to for the early game. Outside of that, I had the Lightning Berserker as the 1/1 haster, and he also has Fire Breathing, which makes him incredibly good. My Dragon Fodders were really good in conjunction with the later in the game Gravecaller from Rakshasa. Changing one of those goblins into 2/2 zombies was always really good. Next up, we did happen to get the, I believe it's, I'm not actually very good with pronunciation on some of these cards, Ambuscade Shaman, I believe the name is. You guys are going to give me so much crap for that, but the Shaman was actually very, very, the MVP of the deck. Anytime that he was on the board for longer than 1 turn, it was proof like infinite worth. He was constantly making my guys just bigger and bigger the more that I played them, especially because I was just dashing them in. They were always just getting bigger. There were some plays in conjunction with Warbringer that I had that were particularly insane. There were some turns, I got to 5 mana and I just go dash in Warbringer, then dash in both my Reckless Imps with double black mana, and it was tons of damage if I had the Shaman on board. Even when it wasn't though, it was still tons of damage. I did happen to open the Ire Shaman. Ire Shaman was very good. His evasion of just not being able to block except by 2 or more creatures was very powerful, and the fact that I had so much removal for a limited deck. On top of the fact that after I had flipped him up, it was most of the time turns 4 or 5, and I did happen to have the Lose Calm, which is the the Act of Treason for the format. I was able to steal their guys and then just get through more with more evasion. Pyrotechnics was a very good card to wipe out just little like token or weenie decks. There were times that I was able to 2-for-1 my opponents. It was very, very good. But otherwise, this is a very standard just rush build. I decided to go among this instead of splashing for green for the Surok that I opened. There wasn't enough green creatures that I found to be necessary or good in conjunction with any of these cards. Another creature in the deck that was kind of an oddball was the Gurmag Angler. But like I said, my guys were dying left and right in some games, so just dropping a 5/5 for 1 black was just never bad. He always proved his worth. Kolaghan Forerunners, he was very, very good. Every time I played him, my opponent he had to at least throw 2 guys under the bus just to make sure he didn't take a colossal amount of damage. Because just with the Dragon Fodder and the Gravecaller alone, he was able to make my board go wide pretty quick. But on top of that, I was able to use, his dash to pretty much just every now and then just ball lightning my opponent or something even, more insane. But my deck was pretty good. I'm not going to complain too much about it. There's some times where, I was pretty unhappy with some of my, starting hands. I would recommend Kolaghan to anybody that did want to do the limited pre-releases, and pretty much the reason for that is it's a very aggressive deck. It's very fast. You take advantage of very weak hands your opponents keep. Also from my sideboard, I did happen to have duresses. I was able to get 2, and I was able to just pretty much rip out anything from my opponent. I believe there's a Pyroclasm for creatures on the ground that's in red. I can't remember the name of it right now, but that card I needed to make sure was ripped out of my opponent's hand every chance I got. Also, pacifisms were a big pain, but luckily because I had duress, I was able to get rid of them. So I feel like I did pretty good overall. I went ahead and I got packs for my instead of credits, and this time around I'm actually going to open them for you guys, because the last time around I had accidentally opened, well, not accidentally, I was just super excited when I got my Fate Ugin pack and I happened to get an Ugin out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and open them here in a minute on camera. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so this is my prize pool. I got 2 Fate Reforged and 2 Dragons. I'm going to go ahead and actually start with the Fate Reforged packs first to slow roll it, and then we'll go ahead and open the Dragons of Tarkir pack, this one being last. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what kind of cool stuff I open up. So we got Harsh Sustenance, Absent Sky Captain, Just Sky Runemark, Dousing Gloom, Warflare, Arishan Cleric, Map the Waste, Collateral Damage, Formless Nurturing, Sandstep Outcast. Man, I really wish I had gotten any of these guys from my white-blue deck that I could have switched into. We got Fascination, Rage Form, Merciless Executioner, and Supplement Form, along with the Bloodfell Caves. Let me just move this out of the way. This one we have a Sultai Runemark, Grim Contest, Pressure Point, Lotus Path Djinn, Hooded Assassin, a Defiant Ogre, an Anok Guide, Alicia's Vanguard, Gorswine, Whisper of the Wilds, Frostwalker, Dragon Rage, Wardscale Dragon, and a Jeskai Infiltrator. I'm just opening winners here, folks. I'll be here all night. Alright. So we have the Dragons of Tarkir pack. First one, I'm going to go ahead and open this one up. Let's see some gold. Irony. Glaring Aegis, Mars Hulk, Lose Calm, Zephyr Scribe, Pinion Feast, Enduring Victory, Segmented Krotek, Tail Slash, Defeat, Glint, Cunning Breeze Dancer, Kolaghan Forerunners, Tarkus Monument, and an Anafenza. Yeah, some stuff. Love this card. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, bolster 1. I feel like she's going to be really good at Modern. Now for this next pack, I'm going to do something that we've seen a couple times on Crack a Pack. I'm going to go ahead and open the pack. I'm going to go over all the cards, and then I'm going to say what would be my pick in draft, just for funsies. Now if it's if it is the Planeswalker, you guys might be slightly upset. So we have Aven Tactician, a Mind Rot, Magmatic Chasm, Resupply, Zephyr Scribe, Pinion Feast, Palace Familiar, Shape the Sands, Ojutai's Breath, Custodian of the Trove, Kolaghan's Monument, Scaleguard Sentinels, Stormride Rig, and Commune with Lava. So this wasn't a very special pack by any means, but after doing this pre-release from today, I want to say that of all of these cards, my first pick, based on just power level alone of the card, would probably have to be the Scaleguard Sentinels. I think this card's very good for just 2 mana if you have a 2/3. I mean, that's very powerful on its own. Some of you might choose the Looter, which is a fine pick, but you have to kind of build a deck that's based around just prowessing. And the problem with Fate Reforged and Dragons of Tarkir, there's not a lot of prowess creatures, so that is a problem. But with the Scaleguard Sentinels, we have more of a reliable pick. It costs double green to cast, but if you have a dragon-based white-green deck or green-red deck, you can more often find this guy being played as a 3/4 for 2 mana. So I would definitely pick this guy over all the other cards. All the other cards are very good. Second place, I'd probably pick the Ojutai's Breath. This card has been a house for most players today, and last night when I did the midnight release, it was very, very good. So it would definitely be between these 2 cards, for sure. So thanks for sticking around, guys, so that way you can watch me open my packs. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys like the content we spewed out for you today, and hopefully we get to see you guys next time during our next pre-release for Magic Origins. Thanks, guys. See ya.